Ayy, give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a drink next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call me the champ. They know what it is, know what I do, know who I am, who don't understand. Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My ring said to be immortalized. Yeah, they know it's true. They couldn't walk a mile of here.
Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buckwheat Sports Podcast. Got Anthony Berry joining me down there in South Carolina. We got our Week 3 preview show. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Um, if you watched the show last week, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties, so fingers crossed tonight. Hopefully no issues, and definitely don't want to have no issues because I'm proud to announce that we have our first sponsor for this season sponsor the podcast. So we want to give a shout out to them. Our sponsor for tonight's episode is Austin Brinkley from North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. So he does all types of insurance. As you can see right there, the biggest savings come when you bundle. So, like I said, he does auto, he does home. Oops, had to add coach to this, but like I said, he does a home and auto. You get your biggest savings when you bundle together. He also does insurance reviews for just to help folks find the right coverage for them and their family at no cost. So, if you're interested and you need some insurance, and you're a fan of Buckwheat Sports Podcast, right? Hey, all you people locally in Duplin County, Sampson County, in the area, contact Austin Brinkley, 910-290-4250. And once again, we want to thank Austin Brinkley State, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance for sponsoring this podcast. All right, we got Coach Goodman. He's on with us now as well. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
yeah, we can hear you, but you
Yeah, it look like my video
we can hear
stuck.
you, but your picture froze, man.
Are both of you guys Green Bay
Hey, look,
fans?
what's
Both of
up?
y'all are Green Bay fans?
No, I just wore it because one of my buddies don't like Green Bay, so
Oh,
he's a
petty.
Dallas Cowboy
Oh
fan,
yeah.
so I just wore it just to poke at him.
Look, fellas. Like I said, we got our Week 3 preview show, but we're coming off of an exciting weekend of college football. Not for us UNC fans, but for everyone else, y'all had a
Uh,
good weekend.
oh,
But
it
we
looked
also
good for there for a moment though. It looked good for a moment.
it looked good for about 5 minutes, and then yeah, back to reality. But Uh, and also we got NFL starting up this week. Of course, we got some game. We got a game Thursday night, Friday night, and of course, full slate of games on Sunday. Go Pack, go! Shout out to Green Bay Packers. Um, but tonight, man, we're gonna dive into our Week 3 of our this high school football. A lot of once again, just another great week of a lot of exciting matchups, including our Buckwheat Sports games of the week. We got James Kenan traveling up to Nash County to take on Southern Nash. And we also got Clayton taking on Hoggard. Those are going to be our games of the week. But we'll go ahead and pull up the full slate of games for everyone to see. And as always, let me remind everyone, man, if you're listening in the chat, man, feel free to comment any observations, any questions. Shout out your school. Shout your if you're a parent. Shout out your player. But here's our Week 3 featured games. I'm gonna ask you fellas, man. Any of those games stand out to you?
That Marble County Gray Collegiate game.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
I think let me see. That St. Paul's and Red Springs game too.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a shout out to Mr. Charles Williams, big time St. Paul's fan. Always big time commenter on the in the comment
Yeah,
section.
needless to say, we got some rivalries up here, man. Of
Mm-hmm.
Oh
course,
yeah,
Clayton and Wallace are both coming off of disappointing losses last week. I'm pretty sure they're going to be ready to turn it up against each other. And then, Midway and Lakewood is always a good game. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens come out of Richmond and Roseville.
Mm-hmm.
oh, oh yeah, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be big. But yeah, just like you said, just another great week. A lot of great games.
I thought Scotland was gonna beat Richmond last week.
Oh yeah, they gave him, it was close for a little while, man. They gave him a good game, and they kind of had a little something that would happen with Clinton in their game against
Yeah,
Midway, where Richmond was able to crank off 15 points in like I think it was like maybe 10 seconds. It's the same thing happened in the Clinton Midway game.
that's,
So when stuff like that happens, man, that's just a
that's what happened
backbreaker,
with
man.
Scotland and Dillon when Scotland played Dillon.
hmm But we'll go ahead and start to dive into some of these games. Um,
Hold on, man. I might have to join off my phone. I'm trying to use my laptop, and laptop camera is not cooperating.
it's all good, man. Do what you got to do. Like I said, we hopefully I done have my
I
technical
swear, I
difficulties
know. What you-
for this
I'll
evening.
be right back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean the laptop was working fine the whole day.
Yeah.
6:45, I'm starting to try to set everything up for the show, and everything wanted to stop working. I said, "Oh, come on, man."
Mhm.
But yeah, do what you need to do, man. If you need to click off real quick,
Now I'll be right back.
yep. All right, cool, man. We're just gonna go ahead and start talking about our first game. Yeah, first game we're gonna talk about this evening. Ooh, get a better view for the folks. Of course, big time rivalry game. Uh, very storied rival between Clinton and Wallace Rose Hill. And let me shout out one of the Wallace. First of all, let me call out all you Wallace fans for something real quick. For the last year that I've been covering, when I expanded into Duplin County, y'all sat up here and let me put the hyphen in the wrong place at Wallace Rose Hill. Y'all let me put the hyphen in the wrong place all this dang time, and I never caught myself, but I thought one of y'all would at least let me know. And finally, shout out to Mr. Gary Scott for finally letting me yeah, the hyphens between the Wallace and the Rose Hill, not between Rose and Hill. I've been doing that. I don't know how long I've been doing. I went back and looked at graphics from last year that I was doing, and I've been doing that the whole time. And I'm like, how come nobody didn't tell me? So, hey, look, I appreciate Mr. Gary Scott for finally hooking me up. I was like, oh man, I was like, dang, that's crazy. But let's go ahead and start talking this Clinton Wallace Rose Hill while Coach Goodman tries to get back on.
Is y'all's quarterback back?
Oh yeah, he back. He
Okay.
played last week. Yep. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll start with Clinton. Like I said last week, Clinton offensively had a good showing
Hmm.
against Midway. Um, like I said, they a couple issues up front. The biggest issue that game was the defensive side of the ball, which hopefully that's going to get corrected this week because once again, we're going to be taking on a really strong rushing attack from Wallace. Of course, they got a outstanding running back, Bubba Lamb. They got some size on the offensive line. Based off what they did last week against Kinston, it seems like they're starting to get it figured out. Like I said, it's been a struggle for them throughout throughout the preseason, and of course that week one loss to East Duplin when they got shut out. But offensively, it seems like they're kind of starting to get a rhythm, starting to get it together. And unfortunately for us Clinton fans, it's they're starting to they're starting to wake up at the wrong time
Hmm.
for us. But yeah, definitely looked a lot better against what we believe is a really good Kinston team. Um, like I said, good to see them put some points on the board. But most impressive probably was their defensive effort because they held a pretty talented Kingston team to, I guess, what you would call, average numbers. I think their quarterback for Kingston only had 130 yards passing. Um, Big time wide receiver Tyreek Copper, I think he only had like 57 yards rush. I mean, 57 yards receiving. He did have a touchdown, but holding him to under, that's pretty average game for somebody his caliber. So if you're a Wallace fan, you lost last week, but you got to like that you see that the team is steadily improving. So like I say, going into this game, like always, man, a Clinton Wallace game is gonna be physical. Um, Whoever wins that line of scrimmage, last week Clinton had a really tough time defensively stopping the run. You're going against another, good sized offensive line this week. I know they got big boy Christian Scarlett on that line. Um, I know I seen a big number 78 on that line. So they got some size you're gonna have to deal with this week. I guess the good thing for Clinton, and we got Coach Goodman back. Good
Can
thing
you
for
see me?
Clinton, yeah, we got you, man.
I bet.
The good thing for Clinton is you supposedly hopefully get outstanding linebacker Jaden Williams back. Jaden won't fix all the issues that we had last week, but he would definitely clean up a lot of the mistakes that we had. Hey, coach, could you I'm getting some background. Could you I don't know if you're listening on two devices. Let's see if you can maybe turn it down just a little bit. Get a little bit of background. But yeah, like I said, I'm expecting the typical Clint Wallace game. I have to say something, man. I was looking at some of the, and when you read NC Press nowadays, man, you kind of gotta take it with a grain of salt because you got some crazies up there. I've seen a lot of I don't know. I've seen a lot of lopsided score predictions. Some of the score predictions I kind of had a little chuckle at, man. I've seen a 50-24 Wallace winning. I've seen a 45-7 Wallace winning. I'm like, look, it Wallace definitely capable of winning this game, but I don't see it being that bad. I think Clint's gonna put some points up. Like I said, our biggest thing is going to be what we do on the defensive side of the ball after a pretty poor showing run defense wise last week. So I'm not going to make a pick yet because this is one of our quick picks, but that's just kind of my little 2 cents on the game. I don't know if you guys have any observation or anything you want to talk about as far as Clarence Wallace goes. I know, Coach, you may want to. I know you got some stuff you probably want to say since you. I know you was pretty into that Clinton Midway game last week.
Yes, sir. Um, I want to know your feelings about the quarterback, man. Now that we actually got to lay eyes on him,
Um,
what is your like?
the
Is he that much of an impact to the offense?
oh yeah, he definitely has he definitely has an impact. But like I said, preseason wise, he's gotta have protection. He dealt with a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
last week. Had to do a lot of stuff on the run. Um, Actually showed a little bit more scrambling ability than I initially thought because I looked at some of his stuff from when he was at Roseville and he didn't really seem like the scrambling type, but he actually had some pretty good runs last week. I think he rushed for like 45 yards, but um, but when he has time and he can set his feet and throw, yeah, the kid's got talent. You can definitely tell he works at it. Like I said, my biggest issue with the Clinton offense is you got to continue to, of course, you got to have the protection up front. Don't forget to work the run game in there. I think sometimes we kind of neglected the run game. I mean, you got an outstanding running back out back there with Gavin Miller, man. You got to don't forget about him. But also later in the game, I felt like maybe we were panicking offensively
Mm-hmm.
because it seemed like we were just going for the deep pass, deep pass, deep pass. Where if you had like the intermediate passing game, those 10 to 15 yard routes were you had guys pretty much open. So my I guess my critique for them as far as the passing game would go, don't always. I understand you want the big play, But don't forget about those, those little 5 to 10 yarders, because you got guys like Jonah Boone and Zaire Strickland. And shout out to the freshman, got his first varsity touchdown last week.
First of
You got
many.
those guys like that who can take a 5 yard pass and turn it into a 50-yard touchdown. We saw that last week with Jonah Boone. So um, yeah, that's my thoughts on the quarterbacks. For like I said, I watched, like I said, I got to see him a little bit, and I said, okay, I understand what folks were talking about when they said, you know what, don't count out the Clint offense until you actually get to see this kid play, because he definitely has a skill set.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, man. He showed a lot of resolve against that midway game because it looked like they were putting some heat on him, and
Oh yeah,
he didn't get too flustered. You know what I mean? He kind of stayed calm. Like you said, them quick scores, man, it's hard. It's hard to combat when you give up too quick like that. But
oh yeah,
that's officially his first real varsity game. Like if we're talking fairness, I mean, because he played JV the whole time last year, right?
yep.
So last week was officially his very first varsity game, and I'm looking forward to see what he do against Wallace this week.
Oh, yeah, But like I said, we'll hold off on making our picks, because that's going to be one of our quick picks for the night. And I kind of got to use a strategy. I got to see who Coach Goodman pick, and I got to go opposite with a couple of them, because I got to gain some ground, man. You left me in the dust last week, man. I got to gain some ground. But we'll get to that towards the end of the show. But any more thoughts from the chat on Clinton versus Wallace? Any comments from the chat? Swing over to Instagram real quick. Paige Becker fan said Clinton's going to bounce back this week versus Wallace. Hopefully, he said he thinks it's going to be a close game. I feel the same way. Like I said, I saw some predictions on NC Preps, and I'm just like, yeah, just come on now.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
I mean, you can't take them predictions serious.
Oh no.
Not especially Max Prep.
Let me go to the real quick. Let me hit the chat up. Tyrone Stewart said, "What's going on?" For hey, how you doing, Tyrone? Appreciate you listening. Mr. Ward said, "You already know." Yes, sir. Appreciate you listening in. Tony Hamilton, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for all y'all do. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Love,
listening in.
love.
Let me see. Philip Richard Johnson said Harry Johnson, defensive end for Midway, was after Clint's QB all night. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. There was a lot of
Mhm.
pressure. He had a lot of pressure in his face all night. That's why I said we got to take care of some things up front on the offensive line, because you just don't want those those free runners in the face of your quarterback all night.
Mhm.
I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You got pressure in your face. It's a to their game, but um, impressive, especially on the offensive side from Midway the other night. Somebody says SB Goodman game. That's your boy.
Oh man, look, I'm about to expose who it is. He keep messing with me up there now. You gonna make me expose him?
And also, Ferris Richard Johnson said Harry played with Clint QB on the 707 team. He was his backup. Okay, well, I gotta look more into young man from Midway though. He got some impressive size, 6'4", 245. That's a good size for a defensive end.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Wade Norris said Wallace is fixing to turn it on. And yeah, they're definitely waking up. They're definitely waking up. Unfortunately, like I said, unfortunately for us Clinton folk, man, it's at the wrong time, man. Go back to sleep. Give it another week. SB said Wallace by 14. I mean, I ain't mad at that. Like I said, I could deal with that. I mean, it's the people talking about 45-7. I'm like, come on now.
Right, the blowouts. I've been hearing blowout predictions.
Like I said, I feel like offensively, we may be one of those, like, like you see the Pac-12 teams, they can score points, but the defense is we
Hmm.
might be like that this year. We'll put up 30 plus a game, but
So
Well,
let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all both this, in y'all honest opinion, what you think the defense needs to work on for Clinton?
tackling. It was a lot
Okay.
of missed
Too
tackles.
much, too much
A
arm
lot,
tackling.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
missed tackles, man.
They
And
don't teach
also
it that
like,
much nowadays.
but also like I said, man, I can't. I don't know if it's so much Clinton being bad on defense or just a really good midway effort on offense because midway's offense was rolling. That they got a really good size offensive line. They're
And they
not
got a
gonna
block.
find two. And
Clinton's offensive line's got a block too, right?
oh yeah, they got blocked too. But midways, they old line was coming off the ball good, and they got two really
Mhm.
solid running backs. And you could tell that quarterback Tanner Williams, he was a sophomore starting last year, and you could see the growth. You can see he's a lot more comfortable in that offense now, and
Hmm.
and they got one of the best weapons a high school football team can have. I'm telling you, not enough teams use tight ends, and they
No.
got they got a good Midway's got a good one, and they burned us with them twice.
Hmm.
They scored on us with the tight end on what looked like the same play. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
he's a big
Holland
kid.
got
He's
that
like
little Gronk to him.
yeah, he's
He
about
little
what he's
baby
about
Gronk.
what he's about what
Six
six
four,
five.
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big kid. So yeah, that's a tough weapon to guard against. Let me go back. Let me go back to the comments real quick. I don't want to ignore anybody. Dante King. So let's go, Marlboro. We have a statement to make this week. We're not playing. He said 21-14 our way.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Amanda Mark said go dogs, number 8 and number 57. And SB said just got here. Have y'all talked about Dixon's running back yet? Oh, we're coming to that. We'll get to that. I
Oh
think I
Lord,
think me
have
I think me
mercy,
and uh, me and Coach Goodman was talking about him a little bit earlier this week because I
man.
noticed that kid he's leading the state in rushing yards through 2 games, right? He's got like
Yeah, so
500,
far,
571 yards in two
Mm.
games. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
get to that,
so
but
far he leading.
Dang, that's almost 1,000 yards.
Man, he
yeah,
halfway
he
there, man, in 2 games.
I think I think
Lord.
if I'm not mistaken, well, we'll talk more about it when we get to that game. I don't want to use
Do,
up
y-
all that talk
do
right
y'all
now.
play 10 games up there or 11
No,
or
we
9?
play 10.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I think last year I think some teams they had an extra week last year for some reason. I think it was like
Yeah.
because the hurricane or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But normally it's a 10 game schedule.
Shoot, he might have over 1,200 yards this year.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Oh well, he rushed for 1700 last year.
He might be on pace to break that.
Oh yeah, he definitely on the way. He definitely on his way.
he on track. He on track.
How many touchdowns he get?
uh, I'll have to pull up his stats. But we're gonna go to the next game real quick. But also I want to let everyone know, man. If I seem a little distracted after 8 o'clock, I got a fantasy draft. So if y'all hear me, y'all
Mm, mm.
y'all see me over here looking at my phone, man. That's what I'm on. I'm only in 2 leagues this year, but they both money leagues, so I gotta go hard, gotta win.
Oh yes, sir. When that money's on the line, you gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
Next game we're gonna talk about. We got the East Bladen Eagles taking on the Whiteville or the Wattville Wolfpack.
Wow.
Um, Once again, another two teams that are very familiar with each other. Um, both old school members of that old Walker Conference. Like I said, a lot of familiarity here. Whiteville's coming off a tough loss to West Brunswick. Of course, East Bladen coming in 2-0, beat their rivals West Bladen last week. This one of them games, man. It's gonna be like I said, it's so much familiarity with the teams that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a chess
Hmm.
match. I'm liking the way East Bladen's look so far, man. They got a big bulldozer of a running back in Deshaun Campbell.
Hmm.
Uh, some good change of pace backs in the backfield with them. Uh, like I said, they're not going to do anything fancy, man. They're going to run right at you. 3 yards in the cloud of dust type football. Uh, Coach Robbie Priest, man, he's been doing it for years now, man. He won one of the they say one of the more respected coaches in the area. It's gonna be a tough one, man. But like I said, you can't sleep on Wyville. I know they coming off a loss last week, and I know this is not the same team that they had last season, but still a tough team. Like I said, I think this is also one of our quick picks, so I'm not gonna make a pick right now. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. This is one of those 50-50 games. That's why I put it up there. But it
You
should
think
be
it's going to
definitely
be high scoring or low scoring?
this gonna be a grinded out, low scoring type game, and I don't see a
Okay.
lot of points. I don't foresee a lot of points being scored in this one. If either team scores more than 21, I'll be surprised. I feel like this is like a 21-14 type game right here, you know. But any thoughts on East Bladen versus Wyville?
I like the way East Bladen has looked these first 2 weeks, man. They came out, with a mission statement, and it don't look like they just been playing no pansies or nothing. And Whiteville's been playing some good competition as well. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
last week was a tough loss. Can they bounce back? Is what's going to be at the scene. And that week 3 sometimes could be what they call a momentum killer or a momentum starter. You can either keep up a trajectory if your team is 0-2. You can start a bad trajectory if your team is 1-2, or you can start building on something. And if you're undefeated like East Bladen. So I want to see East Bladen keep. I am kind of showing my hand right now. I did
So
pick.
I'm gonna have to pick Wyville then.
See,
Dang. Nah, look, I'm telling you, I gotta look for some of my picks. Y'all don't take offense to it if I'm picking against you. I'm trying to catch up.
I think East Bladen's good because I think I saw them at that jamboree we had play.
Hmm.
So they look pretty good.
Each time I watched them play so far this season, I've been pretty impressed with. Like I said, they're going. You go. It's going to be simple what you get out of them, man. You're going to have
yeah,
a strong running game, and you're going to have a bend that don't break defense. And like I said, they got a shutout last week, and I think so far they've only allowed that defense only allowed 6 points through their first 2 games. So,
that's
they're
tough.
doing their thing so far. And this is like Coach Goodman was saying. This is the week that you might start to see, some teams kind of really establish themselves from,
Hmm.
start to put some separation between the
Hmm.
contenders and the everyone else. So I mean, this is a big week for East Blaine. This is the game last year where they pretty much got blown out last year. I remember looking at the score. So like I said, different teams, but this is the type of game where you want to say, okay, this is definitely not we're not the same team we were last year. Looking at the comments here, Wade Norris said, hey, he's picking. He got Whiteville in a bounce back. Like I said, you can't count
Okay.
him out, man. Jake, like I said, just like I talked about Robbie Priest, JP Price, um, established coach in the area. He's gonna get the most out of those kids, and he's gonna have them ready to play coming off that tough loss last week. And like I said, it holds no bearing, but just for perspective's sake, I was saying that game last year was a 55-7 win for Wattville. So, like I
Mhm.
said, totally different team. You know how good that Wattville team was last year, but as I said, they graduated a lot of
Really,
talent.
bro?
Mm-mm. You all right? Oh, I think he got cut off. But any more comments on Wattville, East Bladen?
No,
If
sir.
not,
Sorry about
all
that.
right.
Somebody called me.
Oh, nah, you good.
Oh, I know how
I,
that
I,
be.
I told
That's
I
Hey,
why.
look.
told it. I told everybody don't call me, and then somebody called me.
Hey,
That's
well,
why I
look.
was trying to do it on my laptop. Every time
Well,
somebody
well,
call me, it kick
well,
you off.
look. That's gonna be me in about 30 minutes. Like, I'm gonna be over here. I'm trying not to do no cussing when I see somebody pick a player I want to draft. But if we ain't got no
Whatever you
more,
do,
no more.
don't pick up Josh Jacobs first overall.
Oh no, I ain't look. I'm a Packer fan, but I ain't crazy now. I
Don't
That's
ain't
don't
gonna
I
be
pick
ain't, I
tra-
ain't crazy
crazy.
now.
don't pick Travis Kelce either.
Hey, real quick, let me swing over to the Instagram. We got 23 RNDS says we're on a good start. He's talking about East Bladen. Paige Baker said I got East Bladen. The realest Bray says defense a real dog for East Bladen. Straight
Mhm,
dogs. Uh,
mhm.
run run them down. Said East Bladen going 3-0. Paige Baker said East Bladen 3-0. All right. So it looks like over there on Instagram the consensus is going. They're going with the Eagles. But once again, appreciate everyone's comments, man. Like I said, feel free, comment, shout out your school, shout out your player. If you're a parent, if you're a player, shout out yourself, shout out your teammates. Um, any
I
questions,
mean,
any
that
comments?
is what this platform is for. We trying
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
highlight,
we want to
you
know.
know.
Mm-hmm.
We want to hear y'all, man.
Yep.
But moving on to our next game. Next game. Here we go. Saxon County rivalry.
Lakewood and
Midway,
Midway.
Lakewood. Um,
Let's
I,
go.
I already talked. I spoke on Midway a little bit earlier when we were talking about Clinton's mishaps last week. But this Midway Raider team is a very talented team, man. Like I said, I understand outside of Sampson County, they don't really get a lot of respect. But if you think, man, like even going last year, man, I know a lot of people talk about their shortcomings in the playoffs, but you got to realize last year, from what I heard, going into that playoff game against Green Central, after they were down 13 starters.
Yeah,
I
everybody
don't care.
injuries,
I
man.
don't care. I don't care who you are. You down 13 starters. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they weren't the same team that you saw. Towards the beginning and the middle of the season when they were pretty much going stringing up all those wins. So the biggest thing for Midway, man, just staying healthy because you can see right now, man, they got an extremely talented team, a very explosive offense. I
Mhm.
talked about their offensive line. Offensive line's big, very physical. They'll beat you up front. The offense can be balanced, but from one thing I saw with Coach Sloan last week, if he sees he can run the ball on you and you're not stopping it, and he's gonna keep on going. I mean, until you show you can stop it. But um,
Question
defensively,
I got.
what's up?
I said, question I got is Lakewood's defense, bro. Um, I mean, granted, and then they're coming off of that win against Lejeune, right?
Yeah.
They can't play that type of defense they played Clinton week one, and I'm hoping that they use last week as a tune-up game.
Oh yeah,
Because
I agree. I actually, I respectfully disagree with you on one point. I thought Lakewood played pretty solid defense against Clinton week one, considering the situations that they got put into. Because if you remember, their special teams was putting them in
oh,
horrible
okay, yeah,
situations. Clint's offense was taking over. You know what? That one punt, like
yeah,
they're taking over in the red zone already. And
yeah.
like I said, for all the mistakes that their special teams was making, Lakewood's defense held pretty good. Like I said, the recap of that week, for them to only give up 19 points that was pretty solid, man. Considering what they had to deal with, they really didn't give up too much. But in regards to this game this week, it's all gonna come. It's gonna it's gonna come. It's gonna be one up front. It's gonna be what your defensive front, how your defensive front handles Midway's offensive line. Because, like I said last week, Clint's defensive line was pretty much overwhelmed. That's you
Mhm.
know, as good as they played against Lakewood, like I talked about, the D line was really winning their matchups, which allowed those linebackers to roam free and go out there and make plays and stuff. That wasn't happening last week. Uh, so it's for Lakewood. It's going to come down to can they stop them? Can they stop them up front? Offensively, for Lakewood, like you said, they're coming off of like I spoke of it last week. last week was that's a great opponent that they had because it gave them a chance to work on some things, iron some things out from week one. I didn't get to watch the game, but I'm hoping that hoping that everything went smoothly as far as special teams goes. Because that was their biggest
Right.
issue, and their special teams, particularly trying to punt the ball, it was I mean, frankly, not to be too blunt, but it was horrible. It was bad.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Uh,
they worked that out and ironed out any other little kinks they had, and of course when you get a game like that, build a little bit of confidence. You know what I'm saying? So they go into this week, and it's plenty to be motivated because I know the Lakewood guys got to be hyped for this one because think about how this game ended last season.
right.
A lot of people was upset because they felt like there should have been a call there right there towards that game winning touchdown for Midway. So of course they're coming in with a chip on the shoulder. They want to get a little bit of revenge, get that one back. But as always, man, Midway versus Lakewood, it's gonna be a classic game. But any other thoughts? I know you guys got some.
Like, like you said, I was just hoping last week wasn't a trap game. You hear coaches talk about it all the time. Like, look, this ain't a trap game. Just because we may get a chance to put some second string in against Lejeune, like first string really be looking. Don't be looking too far ahead
Yeah.
of the game. But I hope, like you said, they tuned up those special teams and stuff. Um, But some matchups here, man. I saw man Ferris Johnson here in the comments. He gave us an insight about Jacob. Said Jacob's 6'6", 245, and he got an offer at Wake Forest.
Oh yeah. That hey,
Four
I'm telling
tight
you,
ends.
Mm,
man. Hey,
mm,
he's got the frame, man.
That's
Definitely. Too. That's a certified tight end right there.
that's
mhm.
big time. So Devin Jones and them, they gonna have their hand full out there. And then Wesley too, man. I didn't know that boy was only a sophomore.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought he was a junior. I thought him and Tanner was around the same age. Yeah, this is it's going to be like I said. I think Midway got more firepower than what Clinton had at
Oh
week
yeah.
one. That's why I was making that statement about you can't play that same type of defense against Clinton because if you allow Clinton to do what they did week one, it
With no
might get
quarterback.
ugly, right? And like you said earlier, Tanner's looking comfortable. I think the one thing that Midway will have to worry about is Reed and Reed's composure. Reed is looking just as comfortable as Tanner's been looking. As far as getting settled in coach's office over there. So this is one that I definitely had circled already at the beginning of the season. I'm ready to see it come down at Thomas Sloan Stadium.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me go to the comments real quick. So they missing anybody out. Ferris Johnson said Midway is worried about Lakewood's quarterback. He is legit. That's what you were just saying.
Hmm.
He said he thinks it's gonna be a tough game. He thinking a shootout, man. He's saying 42-35.
Mm.
What y'all think about that?
So no defense.
And defense optional. Defense optional.
What we want to set the over under on total points?
I know for a fact Midway's gonna put up points. I mean, if you look at what they've done the first couple games, as balanced and efficient as that offense is, uh, if Lakewood can't score with them, that's where there's gonna be some issues. So I feel like
Mm.
Midway's good for 30 plus. Question
Let's do over
is
under
Lakewood gonna be
total
able to
play.
is Lakewood
Is
gonna be able,
Lakewood going to fight?
is Lakewood gonna be able to keep pace with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. We shall see.
Shout out
I want to
to
set the over under at 63.5.
hey, sounds good. Hey, shout out Keisha McCamarty. He said she shouting out her sparrings number one, number two, number three. She said let's get it. and we'll be talking about Union in a little bit. So shout out to all the Union fans out there. Ferris Johnson said, "Great point on there. The D is scary for Midway." Like I said, they got some guys out there. Like you mentioned, Devin Jones. Of course, Deshaun Carr. Like
Hmm.
when they send Deshaun Carr on a blitz. Matter of fact, I think I would blitz Deshaun every play. When Deshaun comes on a blitz, good God Almighty, man, he had one against Clayton where I was like, God, I don't even think we touched him coming through the line, man. Yeah, that kid, he gets after it, man. He gets
And
after
it's
it.
hard to see him too sometimes, bro. Like to be honest with
They,
you, not calling him short or nothing, but like he's low to the ground when he coming down, bro.
oh yeah, he
And
comes with he
he can
comes
hide behind there, bro, and come and come with a smack.
like I said, I saw a hit he had against Clinton, and I understand why. I guess his nickname's Truck. I understand it now because it looked like the ball carrier got hit by an 18 wheeler coming through there, man. That kid gets after it. So shout out to Lakewood and Deshaun Carr, man. It should be a good game.
Yes,
Definitely. I mean,
sir.
it's always Santa County rivalry, man. It's gonna be a good game.
And I mean, you know, Sloan, he always gonna have to feel something when he faces his old team,
Oh yeah,
his
definitely,
old ball club.
definitely, definitely. Shout out to SB. SB said Midway got some grown ass men in the trenches. Oh yeah.
No, there ain't no lie.
See, I'll be surprised if Midway blows them out. Yeah, like I said, mm, I feel like it could go either way. It's going to depend on a couple factors. Shout Cam Vision said, "Ain't Lakewood's old coach Emil? Yes, yeah. Coach Sloan was at he was at he was at Lakewood a couple seasons ago. Now he's at Midway. I saw it. Coach already answered him. Dale Nader said Coach Simpson always has them boys ready to play. Lakewood 28-21. Uh-oh. Okay.
Low scoring.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
have to take that one.
Mm.
Of course, Big John Williams on Instagram talking about Midway's. How about that Midway offensive line? And we've been talking about them all night, man. You ain't been
Yeah,
listening
Big John.
in.
Look, Big John, we already gave you your praise, big fella.
Hey look, shout out to him, man. Like what? Because
What
he
a
had a pretty
comeback.
yeah
What a comeback.
he had a pretty devastating injury in the last season. He came back. I mean, kid like he's stronger than ever, man. And that's why I said
Hmm.
with Sloan, like I said, they can pass the ball, but if they see you not stopping the run, they gonna run it right down your throat, and you know whose side they was running it on, right there behind big number 75.
Yes,
So
sir.
shout out to them, man. Like I said, both two great programs, two good teams. It's gonna be a should be another great game. But any more comments on Midway Lakewood? If not, we will move on. And I know Anthony's gonna like this one.
Oh
We
yeah.
got
Ugh, let's
we
go
got it.
ahead and get this over
We got
with,
his.
man.
This is what he been waiting on right here. We got his boys out here. Big time game going down in Marlboro County this Friday night. Marlboro County
Mm.
taking on Gray Collegiate. Now, Anthony, you the Marlboro County man. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one.
I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be a defensive game though, but I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be like that man said, 21-14. I think that's gonna be the score. I think they score. I think Gray gets shut out to the four. So when they start putting second string in, so they gonna score then. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this though, but I didn't say this Saturday though. Jay Nash, he coming along now. So I know he had a sack against the quarterback against the Raw. He come out of they come out unblocked and laid wood to that man. So I say that we just got a good defensive line this year. So
well, look, when y'all first released y'all schedule back early in the spring,
hmm
this is a game that instantly popped out
yeah,
to me. You
yeah.
know, And I was like, okay, yeah, definitely. Because I was like, man, not y'all not getting to play Scotland was a little disappointing. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what a great way to not saying replace it, but good job on the coaches and the AD for making
Hmm.
making this happen. Another great game. This should be a lot of talent on the field for both teams.
Hmm.
Like I said, I'm not too you know 100% familiar with Gray. Like I said, I've heard them. I heard of them before. Know they have a lot of them being a private charter or whatever school.
Yeah.
They have the ability to attract a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Of course, we all remember uh, the issues that happened at the end of last season, and Gray was one of those teams that went through the same thing as Marlboro County, and
Yep.
not to bring up the bad memories, but I remember listening to that I guess that meeting or whatever, and hearing about
Yeah.
the and it just always this has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. If I think each thing was like allotted for a certain amount of time, and they went over like 2 or 3 hours of deliberations for Gray, and their whole thing was a mistake, and they were being so lenient. And then
Yes.
when it got to Marlboro County, all the whole we don't want to punish the whole team for one person. That went out the window. I don't know where the hell that went, but I guess
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
that's one
Right.
thing that
Right when that commissioner said, "Oh, they no, they
always
done. They done. We
that's
done."
one thing that always stood out to me. I was like, but no, that's just something that I always remember as far as grade goes. So I know you got some jokers out there calling this the sanction bowl or whatever.
Well, Grace,
Hold
Gray's
on,
up
that is
there.
funny though.
Gray's up there near Dutch Fork and Irmo.
Uh huh.
They're up in Columbia, so they got all that talent down in Columbia and Lexington up there. So
But no, I just something that in my memory that kind of stood out to me and kind of
yeah.
rubbed me the wrong way. And
Hmm.
then, like I said, just the rub salt on the rule. What the whole that they go ahead and change the rule the next year. A couple months later, you change the rule. So I mean, like, well, if that would have been 1 year earlier, it wouldn't have been no issues. But that just I don't know. But
Yeah.
go Marlboro County, man. Hope
That.
y'all boys.
Yeah, talk
I
about
already kind
moving the
of.
goalposts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, it didn't make no sense, man. Like I said, I don't know how things rolled it down, across the border. I just know it just didn't make no sense to me. Like you want to be lenient with one program and then throw the book at the other. Like
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it,
I,
was-
I
it was
wonder
it was
what
something. It was some
I,
money.
wa-
It was some money behind that. I feel.
I wonder what they're
So
gonna
like
do when we win Friday night. I wonder what they're gonna start trying to do then. So,
who knows? But like I
I
said,
pray
still
no. That's
it should be a great game, man. A lot of talent on the field for both teams. So
yeah.
I kind of already tipped my hand at my pick, but it's all good. Like I said, I know Corey probably wasn't too happy with the way
Nah.
it
Mm-mm.
ended last week. So I know he's gonna have those boys ready to play Friday night. And like I said, y'all at home, so home field is worth 7 points. So I like what you said with when you talk about 21-14. I can see it being something like that. So
Yeah.
coach, you got anything?
no man. I hope CJ, get his pound of flesh, man. Get his lick back.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And just FYI, man, they got me picking fourth in this draft here.
Mm.
That's a ugly pick. How many people?
What is this? I think this is 12, man.
Good lord.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna move on to our next game. If we ain't got any more comments in the chat on Marlboro County versus Gray. So our next game. What we got here? I got where Mr. Charles Williams at? Mr. Charles Williams,
Yeah,
report to the
Mr.
chat.
Charles, please come front.
Report to the front of the congregation, please, sir. We got your St. Paul's Bulldogs taking on the Red Springs Red Devils Robeson County rivalry game here. Um, Now St. Paul's look good.
Hmm.
We were talking about Dixon's running back. Well, look, St. Paul's got a running back, and he ain't too far behind, man. And he's done it in probably not even a quarter of the carries that the Dixon kids got. But uh, yeah, McBride for number 10 for St. Paul's, absolute animal, man. Um, St. Paul's has a very, very talented roster, top to bottom. One that, like I said, they were my prediction at the beginning of the year, my preseason prediction to represent the 5A East in the state championship, and that prediction holding strong so far. So shout out to St. Paul's, they doing their thing. For Red Springs coming off a tough loss to Pender. Um, Gave another valiant effort, trying to come from behind there at the end. Came up just short. Like I said, one thing I knows about them, and I talked about this in the recap show. One thing I knows about them, man, they're a team that you can never count them out, man. They shown a lot of resiliency, which is great. Um, I'm sure the coaching staff loves that those kids don't never give up, man. So they can be down 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they're gonna keep on fighting. So you like to see stuff like that. But uh, yeah, tough one. Definitely a tough one for them this week, man. St. Paul, like I said, St. Paul's is loaded. Uh, both sides of the ball, extremely complete team. Uh, Shout out to Coach Seltzer out there. He's one of the best in the area.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a tough one for Red Springs. But you guys got any comments on Red Springs versus St. Paul's?
I'm gonna save my comments for the pick'em. You know,
Okay, I
it's
got
a
you.
good old
Yeah, I don't
red
want to make my
versus
pick
blue
yet,
matchup.
which I kind
I'm
of already
not
leaned
gonna
it.
tip. I'm not gonna
Probably
tip my hand on this one at all.
already tipped my hands on it. I don't need Mr. Charles coming for me on Saturday morning. So
I
y'all,
swear to God.
yo, that he be in there, boy.
Yeah, I
But,
want to say I saw a comment by him. He said, "Oh, 71st lost before we did. Where y'all at now?" I was like, "Oh no, here it comes. He already
yeah,
done started."
he ready, man. Like I said, that not to get ahead of ourselves, but when St. Paul's play 71st, that's probably gonna have to be our game of the week because yeah,
Oh,
we got
for
to get
sure.
we got to put some
You just got
spotlight
to
on
give him a
that one,
shout out.
man. Shout out Mr. Charles Williams, man. St. Paul's, and we got a lot of Red Springs fans out here too, man. Y'all hit the comments up. I see Tate Murphy said dogs by 40. Hey, look, I wouldn't put it past them, man. Like I said, St. Paul's is extremely talented, and I mean that's my pick to represent the 5A East. So if they go in there
About
and blow it
40?
out, he said he got them by 40. Dogs by 40.
Sheesh. I'll circle back to that. I'm gonna make
But
sure
if we don't got any,
Saturday.
oh yeah, that's if we don't got any more comments on that one, we'll keep it moving. But real quick, before we move on to our next game, we once again want to send a shout out to our sponsor, Austin Brinkley, North Carolina Farm Bureau. Uh, Contact him 910-290-4250. Handle all your insurance needs, man. If you're a supporter of the podcast, you're in the Duplin County, Sanford County area, and you're looking to make some changes to your insurance, definitely give him a call. And he said he does it all. Biggest savings comes when you bundle together, home and auto, and he also does insurance reviews at no cost. And he's just trying to help folks find the best policy that fits them and their family's needs. So we want to give a big shout out to once again to Austin Brinkley for sponsoring Bus Sweet Sports Podcast. And that's a James. He's a James Kenan fan, man. So y'all James Kenan folks definitely lock in with him if you need some help with your insurance. But once again, appreciate him for sponsoring the podcast. All right, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? All right, we got those Union
Pause.
Spartans. Union Spartans. Shout out to all my Union Spartan fans out there. game. They were off last week, but or last Friday I would say because they played Monday night because the game had got their game week one had got moved back to Monday. But taking on they'll be traveling taking on Bear Grass Charter. Um, one thing I can say about Union, man, that looks like a night and day from last season. Um, I feel like body language is so really really important when it comes to football, and those kids are riding high right now. The energy is high. You love the energy, um, and you can tell all the work they've been putting in. Definitely came to the forefront in their win against Spring Creek, and like I said, man, those kids trusted the process and they're starting to see the fruits of their labor now. And once again, got a shout out to Coach Mark Oates for the work he's been putting in with the kids and that entire staff. And once again, man, shout out to the community. The community support seems to be up, which I mean that's always big for those kids. But definitely, man, shout out to Union Spartans. They'll be hitting the road to take on Beargrass Charter. They're coming into this game 2-0. Don't know too much about them. Like I said, anytime you're dealing for these charter schools, man, you're dealing for a lot of unknowns. So
These are
uh,
facts. If I
could
ain't
happen.
mistaken, Williamston's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, that's on the coast, ain't it? Towards the coast.
That's in Martin County, yeah, in the Inner
Yeah.
Banks region.
So
So
got a
I
little bit
hope
of
they
a
leave early enough. Drink plenty of fluids and have enough time to warm up, man, because that's a ride right there now.
uh,
Out there in
and
Williamston.
and just for a little bit of context, we know last season these two played week two, and Bear Grass got the best of them, 38-16. Of course, that's last season. You're dealing with a totally different Union Spartan team. I feel like a much more mature team, a much more confident team, and like I said, that energy is at an all time high. So definitely,
Mm.
this is one. Once again, you look at Union's schedule, and you see 50-50 games where these games that they were losing last year, I feel like they could win this year, and this is another one of them right here. So, of course, I'm expecting another strong defensive effort, man. Manny Adams, Marquavis Melvin, Joseph Suarez, all those David Roblero, all those guys on the defensive side of football. Uh, Shout out to Coach Brandon Maynard. He's coaching up those boys. He's really coaching them up out there. You could, like I said,
Hmm.
you could see the improvement all the way around the entire program. And of course, the man right there on the graphic, man, Tobias Adams doing his thing on the offensive side of the ball. Uh, like I said,
Nah,
I like.
Cromartie.
Oh, what I say,
Hey, look,
Adams.
I know who Tobias Adams is. I played
Yeah,
against him in school, bro. That joker
yeah,
used to give me some nightmares on that basketball court.
yeah.
I
I
know
apologize.
Tobias
I
Adams.
apologize. My Tobiases are running together, but yeah, Tobias Tobias Camardi gonna do his thing on the field, out in the backfield, and just like Dale Naylor said in the comments, man, you got to be happy for those young men. You got to be happy for that program, man, because
Yes,
like I said,
sir.
once again, if you don't know nothing about, if you're not really up on Shasta County football and you don't, you're the outside looking in, you don't see what the big deal is. But us who've been around, we know that this program basically had to come back from scratch. So
Facts.
like I said, love seeing them those kids finally get to experience some success a little. And they're like I said, the next year or two, you're really gonna start to see them all that hard work and all that stuff, all this young talent that they have really start to grow and pay dividends. But you guys got any comments on Union versus Beargrass?
I'm just happy for their growth, man. I remember you look on the sideline and it looked like they only had about 25, 30 kids playing, period. And now they got enough to have a varsity and a JV, which I think the JV played last week. Um, just to grow for that program, man, is a testament to Coach Oates changing that mentality over there in the whole community as a whole, that whole coaching staff, Magic and Brandon and all the other further coaches just just trying to insert a winning mentality into those kids. Um, it's amazing what the mind can do. You know, you ever seen one of those programs that are so used to losing, they were like, "Well, that's just the way around here." You know, that's what it felt like. They were borderline tipping into that territory, like no matter what sport it was. It's like, oh, you know, that's junior, other than maybe soccer. But they're changing their mentality, man, and I'm glad to see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to check the comments. We'll go keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. And like I said, man, if either one of you fellas need to cut out, man, feel free, man. I know we be running over sometimes, so just let me know.
Oh, you
Uh,
the one we got to worry about fantasy draft.
hey, look, I already made my first pick, man. You didn't even know, so we in there. We good. Our next
You get
next game.
Saquon?
What's up,
Did you get Saquon?
man? Saquon he went off the board first.
Good. Yeah.
Jamar Chase didn't.
Jamar Chase went second.
Good lord. Have
Now,
y'all have y'all looked up Derrick Henry's stats in high school?
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
ridiculous,
They're crazy.
ridiculous.
He
They're
was a he was
crazy.
a he was a grown man amongst boys out there.
Ridiculous. His
Yep.
coach, his coach need to be ashamed of him. I'm surprised his legs have held up the way they have, man.
Well,
That's just a testament to, I guess, his work
what
ethic
what what was it?
and he,
152 touchdowns.
man, it was something. I'm talking about just the number of
No,
touches he
the
had.
carries, the number of
Yep.
Yeah, the
carries.
number of touches he had was ridiculous. I was like, then you got to think about the carries that he had in Alabama, and since he's
Mm-hmm.
been in the league, oh my god, man, that
No.
guy's got some. And the fact that he hasn't slowed down yet,
No.
He running them
man,
hills, man. Running
man,
them
that man
hills.
take he take no he take care of, like Coach Goodman you were talking about in preseason, players taking care of
Mm-hmm.
their bodies. He takes care of his body, man.
He ain't like CMC.
Most of them.
Man, hey man,
CMC.
Christian made a glass, man. I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. I don't. No matter how much you try to rehab and how much you try to prepare for it, sometimes
No.
it just you know
I think Henry can take more to beating to the body than Christian can. So.
you gotta look. Also, got to look at their frames as well too. That's
Yep.
part of it. Uh, speaking of talented running backs, we got the
Mm-hmm.
Tarboro Vikings taking on the Havelock Rams. Uh, Big time matchup between traditional powers. Havelock's coming into this one a little banged up, coming in 0-2. Tarboro's trying to keep that momentum going. They've been playing up, nothing playing 5A schools and coming away with these wins, and I don't expect anything less from a team like Tarboro. And I agree with a lot what KM Vision was saying. Havelock lost a lot to graduation, man. You can tell that
Yeah.
definitely not your typical Havelock team. No offense to the teams that have defeated them so far, but yeah, you can definitely tell it's not they're not stacked as like they're normally they're normal used to seeing out that way. But any thoughts on this one, real quick? And my bad, I got a pick coming, so y'all go ahead and if y'all want to go ahead and talk about this one real quick.
I don't want to seem dismissive of Havelock, man. But seeing how Tarboro has played up to the competition that they have put on their schedule, see, they gonna have to pack a lunch on this one, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Havelock's gonna have to pack a lunch for this one, man. And then defense might be on the field longer than they want to, because Tarboro they got an ability to just 3 yard, 4 yard you to death, and just they don't necessarily always go for a home run. They'll just keep moving that ball up, or how that coach for the Chiefs say, matriculating the ball up the field. Just keep chinking at you, man, and that'll wear you down, man. That's like body punches. You know what I'm saying? That running back they got, man, he's a load, and he ain't the only one in that committee. that can tote that thing. So I hope Havelock, work on some conditioning this week. Like I said, they got to pack a lunch this week, man.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
oh yeah.
Now I would love to get proven wrong because that would be a hell of an upset. But I don't see it. Not the way that Havelock's been getting kind of banged up these first 2 weeks.
No, I definitely agree. I got Tarbro, walking away with this one. I'm trying to make this pick.
So y'all remember Zamir White?
Oh yeah.
I remember his sophomore year he played Independence. That man had 8 rushing touchdowns by himself against Independence.
What happened to Independence, man?
That coach left.
Yeah,
Tom,
Independence used to be
yeah.
like you said
Tom,
Independence, you're
what's his
like,
name?
Tom
whoa.
Tom
Knotts.
Knotts. He said
He
what,
left
Dutch
and went
Fork?
to Dutch for it.
Yeah.
They had Chris Leak and
Indep-
all them up there with him.
the Independence, man, usually when you hear that name, you're like, oh, that's big time. But now
Hey,
all you hear is
man,
Grimsley.
I'm glad you said that real quick because shout out to Chris Royal and Huff out there in Charlotte, man. They put it on. They put it on Independence. Like, they put it on Independence. That what was that? Was that first?
Mm-hmm.
The first one. Yep. Ethan been balling, man.
Did I
I
say
gotta give
Chris? I
it
mean
to him.
Ethan. See, I've been
Ethan.
mixing everybody up this evening. I said
But
Chris.
I,
Did I
I
say?
know I know Chris Royal too.
I'm
So
about to say.
I'm
I
like, you
said. I
saying
said
some
Chris.
familiar name. You
I
saying
said
some
Chris.
familiar
I was
name.
like, hold up, man. Yeah, because Chris played everything at Clinton back in what 2013 through like 14 2012
hmm
2014,
hmm
and I meant Ethan. So I'm with Ethan, but both extremely talented football players. But man, Ethan's doing his thing out there. But we'll move on in 1 second, man. I'm just get this last pick out the way. But
What do
yeah,
you
I'm
think
definitely
about Ethan and how he promotes his workout videos? Like, is that a machine to get exposure, or which I wish more athletes would do that. That's almost as critical as like putting your mixtape and your highlight reel together. Putting some videos together of your workouts. That's something that you can advertise to scouts and coaches as well.
yeah. He does a good job doing that. And you can tell his body of work is you can tell that kid's been in the weight room, man. You can just the change. Like I said, man, I remember seeing him as a little kid, so
Right.
the change is crazy, man. And you can see it on the field as well, man. He finally, he was patient. Got his opportunity, and he's making the most of it. And he's doing a great job out there.
Who's the guy from Marlboro, the strength coordinator?
Um,
The guy with the dreads. He goes around and trains with everybody else too.
Is it
yeah,
McFarland?
no, he's oh man, it'll come to me in a second. Yeah, he does a good job though. I
Yeah,
like watching his workout videos with the kids. It made my legs hurt, so I know,
yeah.
man, it'll come to me in a second.
Corey Johnson was in the military too.
Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at?
Dun,
I
dun,
want
dun,
to say it was like
dun.
McFarland or McFadden or something like that.
I think McFadden is the
I
defensive
mean,
back coach.
McFadden he does personal training, but I know he's talking about hey man, I know we friends on Facebook.
Is
Hold
it
up.
Hinesworth?
No, no, no. Uh, give, give me a minute, man. I'll circle back to it, but more just move on. With the show real quick. Our next game, we're talking West Bladen versus West Columbus. Two teams coming in 0-2. Somebody's got it, so somebody's getting their first W this week.
Somebody got to win.
Like I said, let me shout out. Let me shout out West Bladen, man. Like I said, they're 0-2, but I could see, like I said in my post, man, I could see the improvement. You can definitely see the improvement, and you can see that the drive is there. They're similar to what we talk about with Union. West has always been kind of down as far as football. They'll have little spurts here and there, and they've had some talented athletes come through there. They just never ever really been able to really put it together consistency. And one of the things is just a lot of times. I mean, I know it's coaches don't stick around long enough. And I like
Mhm.
what their current coach is doing. He's going into his second year, and you can start seeing him start to establish start to establish like a culture. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about West Bladen as they always got talent on the basketball court. They always got a talented baseball team. Where's the disconnect? On the football side of things, and uh, they're like I said, you can see the current staff. They're doing a good job. Looks like the kids are really buying into it, and they're working. Like I said, they lost some games, but you could tell they've been in it. You know what I'm saying? Even
Mhm.
last week, normally, Leighton East would just blow it out. I mean, 26-0 in the grand scheme of things is still a shutout loss. But like I said, man, you could tell that the kids were fighting. So you see steady improvement from them, and I'm liking West Bladen in this one. I'm thinking they're gonna get their first W, and it's gonna be good to see. But I say for other programs that are struggling, man, make sure y'all go out there and support those kids, man. Support those the the way y'all traveled for basketball and baseball this past year. Y'all should be doing the same
Mhm.
thing for football. And like I said, let these kids see you out there in the stand supporting them, and they'll keep on working. And shout out to the coach for like I said, stick around, man. Like I said, that's the worst. That's the hardest thing about some of these programs that struggle. You'll see just a revolving door at the coaching position, and these kids really don't never get a chance to have any stability. With coaches in, coaches out. Because like I said, a lot of times places like this, football's not that strong. But yeah, like I said, the current staff are doing a great job. So I'm liking West Bladen this week. If you guys have got any comments on West Bladen and West Columbus.
I'm gonna echo what you said about showing up, man. I mean, they were packing houses for the basketball games, man, and and you can see the energy that them players play with when they hear all that noise, and when it's a packed house like that. Attendance can affect morale of players.
Oh yeah,
As much as coaches try to preach that, put the blinders on, keep it on the field, keep it on the court, man, them kids are looking up and trying to see if their mama and daddy out there, and if their uncle and grandma out there, they do that. That's a natural, that's a natural human trait. Is kind of wanting to be seen for your efforts that you putting on. You know what I mean? And when you can hear people eating popcorn and chips during a football game on the field. That's not good.
no,
That is not good. I mean, same on West Columbus side too. All these kids need some support, man.
oh yeah,
But West Bladen has shown some resilience. Um, Even in those two losses that they had, they could have got folded way worse. Um, and same could be said for West Columbus, but I'm leaning more on West Bladen on this one.
gotcha. Any more? Let's see. Let me go to the comments real quick. Travis Johnson. Going back to the Tarboro game, Travis Johnson said the strength for Havelock is their defense. I think that's going to be the key matchup in the game. I just don't see Havelock having anything on offense for Tarboro. He said he'll gladly eat crow if proven wrong. Hey, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with giving your prediction. Like I said, just like I found out earlier this season, you just got to be ready to deal with the consequences if you're wrong, and be ready to eat a big old plate. But yeah, appreciate that comment. Cam Vision said that's gonna be a good one. Joshua Ryan, I guess he's going back to the Wallace Clinton game. He said them dogs are going 0-4, which I guess he's I think he's a Pender guy, so he's thinking about I guess got them losing to Clinton this week, and then I guess when they play Pender next week, he got lose to Keisha Kamari said definitely Cam Vision 100%. SB, that game is so bad the poster don't even look the colors. Oh man,
That man's a
that's that's
certified
that's
troll, man.
that's your boy, man.
I'm about to expose him. He's a certified troll.
Shout out to LR Mixes. He said was good. Shout out to
Okay,
every kid needs support. Katrina Norris Stanley said thanks for the prep talk for West Bladen. They need support and some showing some belief in these fellas. Yes, ma'am. Of course,
most definitely.
SB still talking about the West Bladen West Columbus game. Look, man, we support all teams, all games, no matter how big, no matter how small. Like I said, this is an important game for both these teams because both these teams have a chance to get a W this week. So, and
Yeah.
what the coach say? What's the most important game? The next one. So this the next one. So we gonna show love either way. So shout out to West Blaine, West Columbus, and appreciate the comments. Okay, I got a pick. I got a pick coming up, but we'll keep it moving. Keep it moving. Our next game, back in Craven County, we got West Craven taking on New Bern. I thought this was an interesting game because, like I said, we talked about West Craven in the preseason as potentially being one of the favorites to to win the 4A East. Um, got an outstanding athlete, quarterback DJ Davis. But tough game for them coming up this week, man. New Bern ain't no slouch. New Bern is one of
Mm.
the teams I also mentioned in their respective classification representing, and it's a Craven County rivalry game. What you feeling about this one, man? Like I said, I feel like West Craven's got an uphill battle, but I mean that's just going to pay dividends for them down the line when it comes to getting into the playoffs, seeing that level of competition.
Right. I think
I
this
think
is
this
a
is
great non-conference game. Why is my sound echoing like that? Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah, I
echoing?
got you.
I think this is a great non. This is a non-conference game for West Craven that could definitely prep them for conference play. They need to view this as a playoff type style game. I hope, and so they can carry that momentum. If they if they keep it close, and I've never been the guy that believe in moral victories, but if they can hang with New Bern, that would do some boosting to their confidence going into conference play in the latter half of the year. Um, Again, I hate moral victories so bad, but this is the kind of way of kind of using, upper echelon team as a measuring stick to see where you stand. And if you can hang with New Bern and a team like that, when you get rest of them teams in the conference, um, it kind of boosts your swag a little bit. And that quarterback for West Craven, like you mentioned, that boy good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He a
Oh yeah.
nice little dual threat quarterback, man. Got a solid arm, and he doesn't make too many stupid decisions. He might get a little risky, but he don't make too many stupid decisions. So like you said, it's an uphill battle, but I think they need to use this as a measuring stick to kind of test themselves and see where they're at compared to the rest of the conference.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
I
Shout out
got
to
to.
Ryan. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, you good. I just found out that man's name. So Coach Norwood.
Yeah, yeah. Dion Norwood, ain't it?
Yep.
I knew it started with D. I just couldn't. When something's on the tip of your tongue, you like, you know what?
Yeah.
But shout out to Ryan Sutherland, man. East Duplin radio broadcast team. Always do a great job. Definitely check them out if you're a East Dublin fan and you can't make it to the game, they do him and Gino Kennedy. They do a great job. So shout out to them. I know they've been having some issues with their NFHS camera and stuff, but I think they got it all resolved. So everyone that's been asking that they should be good to go for them. But shout out to him for listening in. Cam Vision said New
Gotcha.
Bern with the W. I have to agree. Wade Norris said DJ ain't no joke, but New Bern with the win. Yeah, I definitely got to agree. But yeah, like you were saying, Anthony, man, you hate to rely on you know the moral victories because at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, a win's a win.
No.
But like you said,
Mhm.
if you can stick with them, and even if even if it does get a little away from you, like I said, that level of competition prepares you for later what you're going to see later on down the season. I mean, get into conference play, get into the playoffs and stuff. So,
All I can say is moral victories don't matter in the playoffs.
oh yeah,
But in a non-conference game, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it could serve a purpose.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Battle tested, battle tested.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Ryan Sutherland said, "Yeah, thanks. Our camera's good to go now." So, all you East Dublin fans, camera's good to go. So Friday night, pull up a chair if you can't make it to the game. Pull up a chair, get your favorite beverage, and check out Ryan and Gino bring you the play-by-play for your East Dublin Panthers. Shout out to them. Coach, I know you got something to say on this one. I know you got something to say on this one.
I thought you
Yeah,
would never
I'm gonna let Coach
ask.
Goodman take. I'm gonna let Coach Goodman take the lead on this one, man. You got Hopton versus Dixon, uh, and I got young man, the running back we were talking about earlier. I got his stats up, so whenever we
Good
get to that,
luck.
you can talk about it. Yes, sir.
Good
But
luck. I
go
mean,
ahead, go
let's
ahead, go ahead
let's
and take
let's
the
just
go ahead and take it away, Coach.
let's just go ahead and state the obvious here, man. Okay, this young man is averaging 287 yards a game. He has 6 total touchdowns on the year. He's a handful. Um, Hopton has been changing the narrative of their rush defense because let's be honest, that has been an Achilles heel for Hopton for the past 2 3 years. Um, was run defense. I mean, I still got PTSD with that Pendergram. I am praying to the Lord that we don't have a repeat right here with Dixon. I'm praying that don't happen. Um, I think Coach Cross is going to coach him up this week and kind of get him contained. But nah, I don't see him stopping Dixon on this one, bro. And Wildcats, this don't mean I love you nonetheless, man. But Dixon got some stuff over here, man. They got some
Yep.
stuff over here, and this could be very similar to what I was just saying with Wes Craven, man. This could be one of those measuring stick games to see, how good can we measure up to some of these teams like this.
Yeah. Well, what I was looking at, man, was amazing, man. I don't remember Dixon ever being, that strong in football. At least I know
No,
recently, because it always seemed like they were more of a, like a, more of like a soccer, school or whatever. So like I said, I would just have to be scrolling on, Instagram and saw that somebody had posted the stats, and I saw leading rushers in the entire state. I saw Dixon next to the kid's name. I said, "Hold up." I said, Dixon, really? But got to check them out a
I
little
see.
bit, and I see they kind of run their a variation of the single wing, kind of like Princeton. So he gets a
Mhm.
lot of touches, and it's a lot of 3 yards, three to 5 yards, 3 yards of cloud of dust type. Then he'll break one on you, but kid's talented, man. Kid's talented. I looked him, like I said, over 1,700 yards last year. Uh, if I had his hold on real quick. I got a pick coming up in 3 picks, but uh, Yeah, over 1,700 yards last
No,
year.
no. One thing they played Bedingfield, and jury's
Yeah,
out on that.
yeah. Like I
That ain't
said,
saying a
like I
whole
said,
lot,
it's
But
Dixon.
that game against Topsail though,
Yeah, it's Dixon. So I'm like, it's not like you're not going against a juggernaut. I mean, they were 2-8 last year. I mean, a win Friday is going to be big for them because they already surpassed their win total from a season ago. But I mean,
Facts.
the kid's definitely talented. You look at him on film, he's talented, and they got a good sized line. So it's
Yes.
tailored especially for that offense. So for Hopkins, it's going to depend on what you could do up front on the defensive line because if you can't stop them, they're going to 3-5 yard you to death, and they're just gonna run down your throat all night.
And that's been a problem for Hopkins so far this year is just getting off the field, man. Um, forcing teams to get the third multiple times and then boom, first down. Forcing teams to get the fourth, but they're on their own field, so they're not punting it, they're not kicking it, they go for it. Boom, convert for another first down. If them boys could get themselves off the field a little bit more and let that offense work, that'll give them more time to rest.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, like to be honest, of what I saw last week against Triton, I was impressed, but it was just a matter of how long that they had to stay on that field. That you get worn down after all them body punches and all them body blows. When you get the money down, it's time to you know what I'm saying, cash
Mm-hmm.
in and get off that field, go get your water, you know. So they just gotta work on getting off the field. Now, could we be overhyping Dixon because they played Topsail who's 0-2 and Bedingfield who is 0-2, and now they'll have another game of a winless team against Hopton. This could be so. But what I saw Topsail, like that game that they had with Topsail, Topsail looked very familiar to Hopton. So if Hopton can combat on the scoreboard and shoot out with them, I mean Dixon can be got, but logic is just is and I'm hoping that Hopton uses as bulletin board material, just like Midway did week one. You know what I'm saying? Use this as bulletin board material. Say, oh, we're gonna prove the doubters wrong. Even Coach Goodman don't believe in us. I'll always believe, but I want you guys to tighten up, man, and just finish, man. Like finish. Last week was a very good game against Triton. Triton 6A or whatever, so that was playing up the comp, and that was a winnable game in many circumstances. It was just a couple mistakes didn't happen, so. Maybe they'll clean that up and take care of Dixon for me here. But as of now, I got Dixon. And that young man, you might put 250 on them if they ain't careful.
Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely not like I said, I'm not I don't believe Dixon's a juggernaut or anything like that. Like you were saying, but yeah, some things the Hopkins definitely gonna have to do on the defensive side that if they don't, it's going to get ugly and it's going to get ugly quick. But kind of like you, I feel like I'm leaning more towards Dixon. But hey, like I said, from Hopkins kids, a little bit more motivation um, and like I said, we might have been a little bit too high, on them after the jamboree. Like I said, that's a whole still a young team learning an entire new offense. So
Mm,
um, yeah, like I said, we still got to give Coach Scrums and his staff some time to iron some things out, and of course, not having J Mac out there, you got to account for that. And shout out to he at least
that
he'll
breaks
be
my
back
heart.
next. He'll be back. Won't say next week. I thought I saw him post, so that's good to know. But like you said, yeah, just gotta keep it. Like I said, you gotta try to win up front, and when you got the ball on the offensive side of the ball, make the most of. Because like I said, with both teams being run heavy, this could be it might not be too many possessions in this game, so got to make the most of what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Let me see. Any other comments about Dixon? So Wade Norris says Dixon seems to start off game strong, but run out of gas in the second half. He said that's been the case the past 2 years. With that young man that I saw and that the size of that line, hey, they just got to do. They just got to put in work for those. If they get a good enough lead those first 2 quarters, they could just coast. But man, I'm hoping Hopkins could make something move and come away with victory. And like real quick, while we on the topic of Hopkins, once again, let me give a shout out to their JV program. Man, their JV program
Yeah,
is off to a 2-0 start and looking pretty good. And if you're a Wildcat fan, you got to be excited about that. Always get excited about the future. And so shout out to those young men. And when does middle school start? Does it start next week?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay, so I'll be keeping my yeah. So on Wednesdays, man, be sure y'all sending me those middle school scores as well. There's couple couple kids I'm interested in that I know. Speaking of Hopkins, man, Hopkins got an eighth grader that he's gonna fit. He should be fitting into that program pretty good at the running back position. Kid I saw last year.
and Jeremiah Lyon, boy, God,
Yeah,
that's the right
yeah,
dog.
yeah. I'll say I bet y'all ready for him to get out there, yo. So he's gonna be a good one. Anything else on Hopkins and Dixon? If not, go ahead and we're gonna start. We'll get into our games of the week real quick. Bear with me 1 second.
I'm gonna say something right there.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You got time.
Um, do y'all know what Northwestern and South Florence in South Carolina?
I've heard of them. Not
Well,
don't
they
know too
what
much
they played
about
is Friday, so that's 5A versus 4A. That's two state championship teams from last year, both
Oh,
5A.
okay. Shoot, that should be a good. That
Well,
should be a good one.
Northwestern is where Mason Rudolph came from in the NFL, so
That should be a good one.
and
As
Lenore
far
Sellers.
oh yeah, hey, like I said, I may be a temporary South Carolina fan this year because yeah, I like that quarterback, man. And I don't think I'm gonna have too much to cheer for in Chapel Hill this
Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
year. Oh man,
Did you see the
yeah,
player
she
for
all on the.
TCU call her out?
I don't understand what she was on the sideline during the game for, trying to talk to him. Bill supposed to be out there coaching.
She's calling the offense.
Well, I guess that's why we didn't complete a single pass in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Uh, I read our game of the week, our BuzzFeed Sports game of the week. James Kenan traveling up to Nash County to take on Southern Nash. Big time matchup. Big time test for the Tigers. Um, James Kenan, they were looking good their first week throughout the preseason, and of course the first week. Then they had that early season bye. How do y'all feel about early season buys, man?
I don't like it.
Man, I'm kind of like, you're getting your rhythm. You're getting your rhythm going. You're getting
No.
those, early season, I guess little kinks out the way, and then boom, week two you got to buy.
I think they should wait till between non-conference and a region to do the buys.
Yeah, I don't know how much how much say coaches or ads have with as far as scheduling goes. But dang, I just that's I always felt like probably a later maybe later in the season, but I
Yeah.
guess there's cons to that as well. So I guess either way, but like I said, they coming off a big victory over Southern Wayne. They go to a bye. Now they're traveling up to a tough Southern Nash team. Southern Nash just coming off a loss to a really good Clayton team last week. So you can't hold that. It really can't really hold that against them. But a game that I know I haven't got a chance to check out their episode, but I know my guy. Sean and Daryl over there at the Grit and Grind were probably talking about this game on their show. But should definitely be a great test for James Kenan. Like I said, Southern Nash is one of those teams that in their classification that's going to be that's always been pretty. They're going to be pretty solid, pretty good. Uh, and it would not surprise me, man. Would not surprise me to see James Kenan, walk into Nash County and come away with a victory, man. From what I saw earlier, they're definitely capable of it, especially that defense of theirs. How you guys feeling about how you feeling? You guys feeling about this one?
I hope JK secondary is got their back pedals right. Cause I seen Southern Nash slang that thing before, man. Them boys, they'll air it out on you if you ain't careful. Um, I ain't gonna tip my hand on this one, man.
Go ahead and tip your hand, man, so I can already so I know who to pick.
I like JK. You know what I'm saying? JK, you all right. But like I said, man, if Southern Nash is a Southern Nash, I remember they better make sure that they protecting that sky, or it's gonna be a track meet out there.
Like I gotta agree with KM Visions what he said. Like JK right now, I mean they're looking like a well-oiled machine, a team capable of winning the 3A East and maybe a 3A state championship. And mainly because that defense, man, that defense on the defensive side of the ball. Um, they say defense wins championships, defense travels.
That's what they
That
say.
they're taking that defense from war. They're taking that defense up there with them, and I feel like they're definitely going to surprise the folks. If Southern Nash doesn't know much about James Kenan and they're just looking at the size of the school, they're going to find out. They're going to find out real quick in that first quarter exactly who they're taking on. So I'm leaning towards James Kenan, of course. But like I said, you can't disrespect a program like Southern Nash. They're extremely talented as well. So uh, should be a good test for both teams coming out.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. Mike Littles told me this. He said, "Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships."
Yes, sir.
They ain't never lie.
Yes, sir. And let me see. Austin Brinkley in the chat said, "Good test for us. Excited to watch." Ryan Sutherland said, "JK baby." Cam Vision said, "Good test." Wade Norris said, "James Keen's going to be tough." Like I said, Cam Vision said, "James Keen's winning 3A." Austin Brinkley said, "Cito's going to have to lead the secondary this weekend." Hey, what better person to lead the secondary, man?
Mhm.
Cito, he's an outstanding athlete, just outstanding athlete, but a very, very, very talented defensive back as well. So Ken Vision said that running back number three, nice. Yes, sir. That's Jeremiah Hall, 1,000-yard back for James Keenan. Definitely going to be leaning on him a lot in that rushing attack. And number 7, nice too on Jake. He's fresh off the JV. Yeah, they like I said, James Keenan fans were being really real coy going into the season. You know, oh no, we still got a lot to. We lost a lot last year. We got problems
Yeah, they
here. We got
did.
problems there. And I knew what the deal was, man. Because like I said, I covered a lot of these kids. Spotlight a lot of these kids during the summer, and I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, it's a lot. They got a lot return. They lost some really talented kids, but they have a lot returning. So it's definitely not going to surprise me to see James Keenan, in the conversation as when we talk about conference championships, state championships. Definitely one of the favorites out here, and it's going to be a great early season test for him. But, any more comments on James Keenan versus Southern Nash? If not, man, I'm still trying to multitask here, so y'all bear with me for a second.
And Vision said he wish Whiteville would have played him. I'm assuming he talking about James Kenan. I don't know if you want that now.
Was that wishing what Whiteville would have played James Keenan this year?
I don't know. I don't know if Whiteville would want that.
Hey,
JK would want that.
yeah, they split up. They split over the last 2 years, and that game last year was an overtime game.
Hmm.
That was a classic right there. Moving on, we'll move on to our last game of the night. Once again, I apologize. I'm trying to get something done real quick. It's our last one. Big time game. Hoggard and Clayton. Big time game for them. All right, last game of the night, man. A lot of talent on the field for both these teams. Hoggard coming in fresh off that victory over a shootout over Jack Britt. Um, yeah, this is definitely gonna be one of the best games in the area Friday night as far as just pure talent and the talent on the field for both sides and just
Hmm.
the magnitude of the game. Clayton's coming in this game, man. Clayton's coming in this game strong. Uh, that same Southern Nash team we just talked about beat them last week, 49-14. Beat Wilson Prep their first week of the season, 52-12. I got to check them out a little bit last year. We did the Clayton Southeast Raleigh game last year, and Aiden Smalls, the quarterback for Clayton, like that kid is dynamite, man. That kid's lightning in the bottle, a big play waiting to happen. Really fuels that entire offense. Um, Extremely talented, man. He's gonna be tough to definitely gonna be tough to contain. I'm pretty sure containing him was a point of emphasis for Hoggard's defensive coaches this week. Uh, Wouldn't be surprised they lost if number two caused them to lose a little bit of sleep. But I mean, he's just that talented. And then, of course, on the other side, man, you got Hoggard. Hoggard's coming up that big week one victory over really good Richmond team. Uh, like I said, shootout over Jack Britt last week. So, like I said, both teams coming in 2-0. We talked about teams starting to separate themselves, and this is gonna be a big time test, big time matchup for both. And like I said, like we've seen in the comments, man, Kevin Vision said best game in the 910. He said he'll be there. So this is definitely gonna be one to watch. So you guys ain't got any comments on Clayton versus Hoggard?
You want comments or you want to pick?
I just want just we about to get to some picks, but I just
Okay, okay,
want to hear if you
okay.
got anything to say about it real quick.
When you look at the two teams that Hockey beat, when you look at the two teams that Clayton's beat, it's a little different. It was a little different. Uh, Beating Richmond and Jack Britt, that ain't no small feat, man.
Oh no,
But
oh no.
beating Wilson Prep and Southern Nash, mm, like this might be a coin toss, man. But I think Richmond and Jack Britt is more of a tester. Even though Wilson Prep is the king of 1A, 2A, whatever. Um, it's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna. I can't tip my hand.
Can't take your hand yet.
No, no, yeah. I think we're going different ways on this
Well, I gotta go different way. I mean, I gotta catch up, man. You got me
one.
you got me by like 3, 4 games right now, man. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of talent on the field. I'm looking forward to checking this one out. This is gonna be. I'm I'm torn because I want to watch both of them. Well, what's going to end up happening is I'm gonna have to watch one live and go back and watch the other game on a
Mhm.
replay. But yeah, I'm still trying to decide which one I want to watch live because
That's a tough choice now.
yeah, it's a tough choice, man. But yeah, like I said, and as always, man, if y'all didn't see the post from earlier this week, I finally posted our player awards from week 1 and week 2. So I'm gonna like I said, just have some trouble getting some updated pictures for some of the kids. But yeah, I'll be picking our player of the game for each game, and of course our trench warrior of the week for each game, outstanding offensive lineman, defensive lineman. So be on the lookout for those for coming from these games. But
I got
uh,
a question.
yes, sir,
Off the topic, I know we had college football this weekend. Y'all think Bama's done?
man, Bama right now, whoever the powers that be at Bama are gathering the biggest pile of money they can find, and they're going to drop that at Nick Saban's door, and they're going to beg that man to come back.
Yeah,
That you could just tell, man, that it's a difference, man. The culture is not the
yeah,
same, and you can say what you want about Nick Saban, but that man, like he had that thing rolling on all cylinders
yep,
for so they're missing Nick Saban right now.
And then even more so in the football, the stuff that you're hearing about off the field about curfews not being respected and
Yeah, like I said,
punishment
man,
yep,
for violating curfews and all that stuff. Like
it's
not even just the on field coaching, the off the field stuff that they know Nick would never let go. And he's
yep.
up here, well, you gotta adapt with the times, you gotta adapt with the kids. Some things you don't mess with, man.
No,
Some things you don't mess with. You don't mess with that road top. That,
but
that
like I
man
said,
gave
they
you he gave you a whole game plan on a gold platter, and you want to appear. Well, I'm gonna change this a little bit. Nah, dog.
they got the wrong coach.
a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that right now.
He was too much offense more than defense up in Washington.
Oh man.
You got to play defense in the SEC.
Oh yeah, yeah.
These
Like
are
I
big
said, you
facts.
the pack in the Pac-12, you could in the
You could throw the
Pac-12,
ball.
you could score. You could score 40. You could give up 40 points and still win the game because
Yeah.
you can't do that. You can't do that in the SEC.
Nope.
Oh man, but real quick before we go to our picks, man, Cam Vision said, yeah, he was, yeah, Wilson Prep won day.
Yeah, I
Chad Williams
figured they
said,
didn't
go,
go up. They kept all
yeah,
the
no,
prep
yeah,
schools together.
Wilson Prep stayed down. They ain't go up. Um, Chad Williams said it's gonna be a good one. He said he wrong with his boys, so he's going with Hoggard. I mean, like I said, in a game like this, there's no bad pick. You know what I'm saying? Both teams are extremely talented, so either one could come away with a victory. Cam Vision said the full game is gonna be on YouTube. That's good to know because I'm probably gonna need it because I gotta watch it and rewatch it a couple times so I can pick the players out. Um, Chadwin said in that Jack Brick game really wasn't a shootout. They had so all that was garbage time points.
Mm.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, man, what the I said okay, they might have pulled the trigger a little bit too early getting the starters out the game. I've seen that happen before. All right, so we're gonna we'll pull up our go to our quick picks. We're gonna pull it. As you can see the current standings. You see Anthony done pulled ahead there. Coach Goodman done pulled ahead of me. He's sitting at 15-6 right now. I'm at 12-9, and we're gonna catch Anthony Berry up tonight. He's gonna make picks on all 20 of the games. Uh,
Yes,
me and
sir.
uh, me and Coach Goodman, we're only gonna do picks on 10. So pull up these quick picks real quick.
Man, some of these games, you got some gimme games though, man. You know
Well,
what?
you gotta throw some gimmies in there. It can't be all 50. Hold up, wait. You talking about our quick pick?
Well, I'm talking about him. I'm talking about for Anthony between
What?
these 20 games.
Yeah, he gotta choose from the entire list, and you see if with ours we try to ours is more 50-50.
Competitive. Yeah, they're
So, but that's what it's gonna be, moving forward. But we gotta catch him up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let me see. I'm just gonna go down there. The list. Hold on, I gotta. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I totally spaced out on this draft.
Oh no.
Yeah, I done missed picks and everything, man. But it's all good. Sometimes auto draft they don't pick too bad for you, but I know I done missed a couple.
Did you do your pre-draft rankings?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll pull up the list here. All right, here we go.
Hold on, Anthony, you can go first, man.
I got Clinton.
All right, keep going with Clayton. And look,
God help me.
you already know I'm going with Clinton. So you
God help me, bro.
look, I told you I ain't catching no more strays this year, man.
Hey, look, man. ECU gonna be in the house. ECU's gonna be in attendance. It's a big night, big rivalry. I remember Wallace coach calling them the 910 All Stars and all that. I'm gonna go with Wallace, man.
All right, Midway versus Lakewood. I got Midway.
I got Midway too.
Oh, look at y'all jokers, man. We with the M, man.
I'm
We
about to
going
say,
with the
man,
M.
you in the lead right now. You good to go. You ain't got no worries.
Nah, I'm trying to increase it. I'm trying to get a
All
little
right, here we
leeway.
go. James Kenan versus Southern Nash. Who you got?
Mm. Southern Nash on this one for me.
I got James
Man,
Keenan.
James Kenan. I'm going with JK, man. I'm going with JK. We'll go up there and pull this one off. East Bladen versus Whiteville. I'm gonna roll with East Bladen.
I got
I'm,
EB.
I'm gonna go Whiteville.
Whiteville.
Okay, okay.
All right, here we go. Hoggard versus Clayton.
Mm. Give me them boys by the water. I'm going Harvard.
All right.
I'm gonna go Hogger too.
Well, no disrespect for the Hoggard, but I gotta try to make some. I'm either gonna dig my hole deeper or I'm gonna get closer. So I'm gonna go with Clayton. All right. Tarboro versus Havelock.
Hey, look, man. I think this was unanimous. Everybody
Everybody.
on three. 1, 2, 3.
Tarboro.
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 Oh man. All right. Here's a good one. Cleveland versus Northern Nash.
Mm.
I got Northern.
Cleveland, this is for you.
I got Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I thought you was starting to say you had Northern, man. It sounded like you said Northern.
No, I caught myself.
Oh, he caught us so. I'm,
I
I'm definitely
we
going Cleveland on
plead
this
the
one.
go
fifth.
go Cleveland. Oh man.
Who
You
you
know
got right there, Chris?
what? I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Cleveland too. Like I said, I gotta pick something different, but I don't think I want to pick that
Right,
one different.
right.
Marlboro County versus Gray. Hey, I'm going. I'm going Marlboro, man. I can't. I can't. I
I'm
can't.
I'm going Marvel too. So,
Is this one of those ones?
Yeah, yeah. Please, yeah. Go ahead, and pick Gray, please, please. Do me a favor.
Man.
Do me a favor.
Nah. Nah, CJ getting that payback, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Going Marlboro.
Hopkins versus Dixon.
I got Hopton.
Okay. Hey, look, just look. The eyes of Newton, all of Newton Grove. The eyes is on you right now.
Just because I want to give them some bulletin board material, man. I want the boys to prove me wrong. We're gonna break the curse, man. I'm going Dixon.
I'm going Dixon. All right, last one for us. Richmond versus Roseville.
I got
Mm.
Richmond.
Richmond. And look,
I'll look this one up.
I know Roseville's 0-2, but look who they played.
They play some dogs, man.
And a lot of probably 98% of North Carolina would be 0-2 as well if they played that those two first games. They didn't lose to no slouches, you know what I'm saying?
And then Richmond lost to
To
Hoggard, right?
Hoggard. Yeah.
Bumping, man. Let's go. You talked me into it, man.
You going Roseville?
We're gonna go Roseville. You talked me into it, man.
Uh, for the sake of trying to catch up, I'm gonna go Richmond.
I think
Lady,
I just got hustled.
you ain't get hustled, man. I mean, I'm trying to pick.
No,
I'm trying to
the
catch up.
logic makes sense though. The logic do
I'm trying
like
to make. I got automatically, no matter what I think. If I want to, catch up, I got to pick different from you sometimes. But with Anthony, man, we got to pick 10 more games for Anthony so he could catch up, and then we'll go ahead and close out. So which ones did we not choose?
Okay, there's Union versus Bear Grass.
you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying, man? Those are layups.
I got you. I got Union.
So you got Union. All right.
I bet you.
What's another one? No,
No,
we're not doing North Duplin Spring Creek because that's too easy. East Duplin versus Richlands.
I got East Duplin.
East Duplin. All right.
Trash versus
Okay.
South Brunswick.
Yeah. Trash versus South Brunswick.
I got South Brunswick.
South Brunswick. That West Columbus West Bladen.
That
Okay.
is a toss up.
Okay, I got West Bladen.
Bladen. All right. What's another one? Green Central versus Wilson Prep.
I got Wilson Prep.
Prep. 71st versus Pine Forest.
71st.
I
71st.
don't know. I don't know. He probably that was a little bit of a layup.
Mm, let's see. We already used that one. Used that one.
How many you
You
got left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 4 more games.
St. Paul's and Red Springs.
I got St. Paul's.
St. Paul's. Uh,
What about
Kinston
Kingston?
versus North Lenore.
I got Kingston.
Kinston. What's another one we do? Uh, Yeah, we do. Well, he's got to do this one. North Duplin versus Spring Creek.
No, he ain't got to do it. He ain't done East Duplin. He ain't done East Duplin and Richlands.
We got the East Duplin Richlands
Oh,
one
he
down
did?
already. Yeah,
Oh, my bad. My bad. Dang. Oh, man.
Which one we doing?
North Duplin versus Spring Creek.
North Duplin.
You sure?
Spring Creek, my bad. Spring Creek.
And it should be one more that we didn't pick because this is exactly 20 games up here. I'm trying to. Which one did I not do?
West Craven
West
versus
Craig.
Newburgh.
West
Okay.
Craven versus New Bern. Yeah.
I got Newburn.
All right, so we all caught up now, but yeah, yeah, you got a couple, you got a
He
couple
got a
layups in
couple
there.
of gimmies. He got some gimmies, bro.
Hey, you got some gimmies in there, but it's all good. It's all good. But man, before we close out, any final thoughts from you gentlemen?
Just enjoy football this week. NFL starts tomorrow. College started
Oh yeah.
last week, and in high school, a lot of good games this week.
Yes,
Remember to
sir.
pack the stand, fans. These kids love to see y'all out there.
Oh yes, sir. Most definitely. And then I guess the only message I really got is trying to promote some sportsmanship, man.
Hmm.
I've I saw the video of the shooting that happened week one, or like no, it was before week one, week zero during the jamboree and all the stuff. And it really all got started because of jokers talking in the stands, man. Um, parents supposed to be setting that example for the kids, man. If they're not fighting on the field, we shouldn't be fighting in the stands. I understand rivalries and whatnot, and you know, some people may put some wages out there and feel a little hurt about that. But just remember, you said
Hmm.
you set the example for your kids, man. You know what I mean? Even if you don't have a kid involved, like you're still showing them the support system and how we're supposed to act in victory and in defeat. So always be gracious in victory and defeat. Just have some decorum, have some good sportsmanship, lead by example.
I'm gonna say this too about that too. He said that, like the guy that used to announce football games at Marlboro said, life after this will go on. So it's just a game.
Right.
So remember, people need to remember that, and everything shouldn't be all serious all the time.
At the end of the day, it's just a game.
Yep.
Enjoy it, enjoy it. Like I said, I know we get a little bit crazy sometimes, but yeah, it's just a game, man. Y'all take it easy. But man, I appreciate you gentlemen taking the time and talking a little football with us this evening. Appreciate everybody in the comments that participated and left their comments and stuff. So once again, we'll be doing a recap show Saturday morning. I'll go live about 10 o'clock. Want to get it out the way before the college. I know y'all want to watch college football,
Watch
so
them Tar Heels.
I don't be up there. Yeah, I don't be up there. I don't be up there too long. So we'll do a little quick recap. But so be on the lookout for that. So let me thank our sponsor for this evening show, uh, Austin G. Brinkley from North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Like I said, man, if you're in the Duplin County, Sanford County, just any in the immediate area, you're a fan of the podcast, so we got to support those that support you, man, and we really appreciate Austin Brinkley for the support. So be sure to lock in with them for all your insurance needs. Like I said, got the number right there for y'all, 910-290-4250. Handles all types of insurance. Biggest savings come when you bundle your home and auto, and he also does insurance reviews at no cost. Just trying to help folks get the best coverage that fits them and their family. So once again, appreciate Austin Brinkley, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance for sponsoring Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. All right, fellas, man, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Once again, everyone, enjoy the rest of y'all week. Safe travels to all the football games. Good luck to all the kids. Hope for safe, injury-free contests. Great games, and I'll see y'all Saturday morning. So, Busby Sports Podcast, we're signing off. Have a great night.